Which psychological tricks should everyone know about? Nervousness and excitement have the same body reaction, so if you're nervous for a speech, instead convince yourself you're excited. It's proven to give better speeches too. Get your butterflies flying in formation. Anytime I have to give a presentation, I tell myself that and it helps. Here's a good one for parents I saw on Reddit a while back. If you want to enjoy some time undisturbed, tell your kids that you're taking a nap, and when you wake up all of you are going to do chores together. They'll want to let you sleep as long as possible to avoid doing housework, so they'll leave you alone to actually nap or do other things like read. Yeah, but you can't abuse it. Kids are nature's difference engines. They'll figure out you're full of shit by the third time if you don't actually make them do chores when you're done ramming the dragon up an orifice of your own choice. So make them do chores. If you need to remember something, think about it while doing something noticeably unusual. This will pair the memory with the something, so that when it is noticed later on it will trigger that particular memory. For example, I need to take out the garbage before going to bed. Put your pillow at the foot of your bed. This is a good one. Sometimes I'll do things like leave an object in a weird place. Then I see it and go, what the, oh? And then I go looking around, where did I leave my watch? If someone annoying is at your office/desk at work and won't get the hint to leave you alone, print something and ask them to follow you while you grab it off the printer, then walk them back to their office/desk instead of going back to yours. They'll usually sit down without realizing what's going on, thinking that they chose to go back. Understanding the cognitive distortions that prevent you from reaching your potential. Google cognitive therapy, David Burns, will do, thank you. If you ask someone what color is your shirt immediately before playing rock paper scissors, they almost always choose scissors. Edit, source: I learned this from my buddy in college, have tried several times. Also, found this with a quick search, https://mds.marshall.edu/cgi/viewcontent.cgi. Referrer equals https://www.google.com/and equals 1 and article equals 1010 and context equals :conv. I knew about this trick, and when people asked for the color of my shirt, I would choose paper instead because I knew the trick. I won a lock of rock paper scissors. It works. Neuroplasticity. Your brain and mindset can be changed throughout your lifetime. For example, if you're a negative person, your brain and neurological structure will literally be changed by your constant negative thinking. This reinforces more negative thinking and other health issues. The good news is that you can rewire and change your brain through establishing and maintaining better, more positive habits. Your brain will adapt and adjust. Fake it till you make it can actually go a long way in terms of shifting your mindset and mental health. Therapy helps too. When someone is speaking about something they enjoy, give cues for them to keep going. Like say, wait, so you're saying? No, are you serious? Hold on, I don't get that last part. Basically, active listening. More of a skill than a trick, I guess. It's a great way to get on people's good side. You share nothing about yourself, but they walk away thinking you are a great person. Wait, so you're saying is something you have to be careful with. Oh. They might think you have no clue what they're talking about, or you're putting words in their mouth. So are you saying is better? If someone is trying to make you decide in a hurry, they are probably giving you a bad deal. Walk away. Every single professional landlord ever for some reason is going on vacation the day after I meet them. I used to be a landlord and this was my first thought. Compliments are very important for self-esteem and the building of character. Don't be afraid to tell someone how nice they look or that they're doing a good job, even if it doesn't seem like it at the moment. It will make me feel a bit better and they will appreciate it. Yeah, I love giving compliments. It's free and make that person happy. Being kind to others is different than being nice to others. People know which you are being. I don't get it, can you explain please? One is genuine, the other is about keeping up appearances and giving the impression of kindness. If you want to make someone feel uncomfortable, look at their forehead when you're talking to them. Meet my eyeline, Jim. Always give a person two choices. Give the non-preferred option first, including its negative effects. Pause. Give the preferred option, shining light on its better effects. Whenever a friend tries to tell/show you something that you already know, it's best to let them. It makes them feel good to show you something and for you to enjoy it. Sometimes if you say, "Oh, I already saw that," it'll upset them a little bit. Another how to get people to like you trick like this is, when conversing with someone, after they finish up their story, ask them at least one question about it before you jump into your story. It shows that you're listening and interested in them, making them feel important. I hate it when people are just waiting for their turn to talk. Example, person, "So we left the fishing rod out all day on accident, and when we went and picked it up there was a massive fish on the line." You, "Wow, that's crazy. Did you eat it or let it go?" Person, "Oh, we let it go. We couldn't eat a fish that big." You, "That reminds of the time my brother caught this fish." As someone who has a long history of anxiety attacks, simply breathing and centering yourself, basically a short meditation session, really helps get the stress under control. Physical contact makes you more likely to say yes to a request. I'll make sure to hold my so's hand when proposing to them. If you whisper to someone, they'll whisper back even if there's no reason to keep your voice down. I've had people do this to me, and regardless of what they say, I whisper back as loud as possible. Why are we whispering? One day you will be eaten by a zombie whilst doing this. If you think someone is watching you, fake a yawn. Then watch them. I just yawned. 3-minute rule: if it takes less than 3 minutes, do it and you will feel better. Examples: making bed, doing dishes, etc. It makes you feel the tiniest bit better if you're dealing with depression. Maybe I will start brushing my teeth. With depression, I have found this is the hardest thing to do. It might take 2 to 3 minutes, but oh man, why is it so difficult? Asking a person to do stuff for you makes them unconsciously like you and value you more. Small stuff, like ask them to lend you a pencil, or to see their notes if in college, or ask for something at work, like to bring you coffee when they go for one for themselves, etc. And of course be willing to do the same for them. This is somewhat good advice, but it can't be something you do when you first meet someone. In that case, it may come across that you're trying to get people to do your bidding for no reason. Also, don't do it frequently or on purpose, just if you genuinely need help with a small thing that isn't too big an inconvenience. When you see someone you know, on the way into work for example, smile a little wider when you see them, and smile with your eyes, the kind where the smile makes you squint a little bit. It can brighten people's day a little, making them feel like someone else is happy they're around. I smile with my mouth only to make their day a little creepier. Get people to contribute to an idea and they will be more likely to accept it. Studies show that it doesn't take that much involvement in the creative process to get people to take possession of a proposed plan. Edit: these steps were created by Dr. John Cotto and typically refer to organizational change. However, change happens in daily life and isn't limited to business. Taking them slightly out of context but keeping the fundamental message allows for change management theory to work within most contexts. For more information on change management, click here https://www.mindtools.com/pages/article/newt_82.htm. There are actual steps to change that have been proven to work. These are the 8 steps of managing change. 1. Create a sense of urgency. Make people aware of the need for change. 2. Establish teams. This allows for communication and cooperation. 3. Create a vision. Establish as clearly and concisely as possible what the change will be so that everyone can visualize it. 4. Communication. Talk about why this change is essential, bring in others and allow them to voice their concerns too. 5. Removal of any obstacles that can ultimately undermine the vision. 6. Generate short-term wins. This motivates people to perform and see that the change is actually working. 7. Don't get cocky, kid. Declaring that change is prematurely successful is the key to failure. Maintain short-term goals. Establish that any long-term win is going to take time. 8. Making them concrete. Change is successful when it becomes habit, when it is universally accepted by all involved and is continually supported. Well, this just helped me be less apprehensive about a project I need to start that involves others' cooperation. Thanks. Sometimes pretending that you are naive gets you more information. What do you mean by that? I've always found mirroring super cool. Basically, it's our subconscious imitating others' body language, gestures, attitudes. If you want someone to agree with you when you're asking them a question, nod your head while asking. People will be more likely to agree with you if you have positive body language, in this case nodding. Sometimes pretending like you know more than you really do helps. Edit, detectives tend to do this a lot during an interview. Sometimes pretending like you know less also helps. You find out who the blowhards are. The Columbo tactic. When you're walking through a crowd of any size and finding that people aren't getting out of your way quick enough, walk with purpose and keep your gaze intensely on your destination. That crowd will part for you like the Red Sea. You can also skip while flailing your arms, dragging one foot and rapidly shaking your head. It works just as well. You paint a vivid picture. The ability to mime things is based on your brain's ability to perceive where your limbs and such are without actively attending them. That way, you can make your hands act like they're pulling a rope without actually being able to see them. However, this same sense does not apply to things like your internal organs. You know your heart is there, but you can't consciously tell in the same way you can with your hands. As it turns out, your tongue falls just between these two categories, being inside your head most of the time. Because of this, brushing your tongue is one of the most difficult actions to accurately mime. Damn it, I'm on a buzz. If ever you have a weapon pointed at you and you are facing the attacker, look them directly in the eyes and blink as infrequently as possible. Refrain from showing any fear, and the aggressor is much more likely to back off. That only works with bears. Works on humans too, as far as I'm aware. Many attackers will massively hesitate and even bail out. There are some exceptions, but it's worth a shot. From a learning of other people's experiences, it has worked. Tried and true. Looking straight ahead while walking in a crowd usually makes people move out of your way. If you're on a collision course with someone, say, a wall of 4 or more teenagers who think you're some sort of apparition, stop dead in your tracks and stare at them, guaranteed they will either go around you or flee in terror. If you feel lazy, doing something that you don't want to, like getting up at 4 AM to work out, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and get up, it will get easier after a while. BC you create habits. To add to this, if you sometimes just promise yourself you'll work on it for only 5 minutes and then you can stop, you will most likely just work on it until the task is done or after it's been a few hours. Once we start something, it's easier for our brains to just keep doing it. The hard part is starting something new. And stuff usually isn't as bad as we fear it will be. So maybe it can be the 5-5 rule. Count down from 5 and then get up, and then say if you absolutely can't stand it, it will only last for 5 minutes. I like this one, thank you for sharing.